Hey friends, I'm back today with a video, and this is not just one brand, this is multiple brands. I'm going to be talking about my absolute favorite green palettes. Now, I know technically we are past St. Patrick's Day, and that might be where your love for green eyeshadows end. If it does not end there, just keep watching because I am going to go through what is not quite a comprehensive list, because if I pull multiples from single brands, we'll be here a lot longer, which is fine. I mean, I'm digging it down. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty, you just let me know, and I will do an extended version of this. But for now, we're just going to do the greatest hits. I do not have these in an order because there is no way I can put these in an order. Well, I could, but I didn't. So the very first palette that I think everybody's going to feel this way about this palette is the Gemini palette. So this is from Melt Cosmetics. This is probably one of the first palettes that I was very, very into really quickly. And I am telling you what, from the packaging, which to me is stunning, they just nail it. When it comes to Melt's packaging, they pretty much, like, across the board, it's gorgeous. And this is the color story. I can hear my cat. I can hear him, and that will be not good because I've got the leaning tower of palettes over here, and shit will go very badly very quickly. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Now we got a little bit of warmth over here, but we're going to pretend it's not there. In fact, there were probably 4 other Melt palettes I could have pulled for this, but I feel like this is the OG, and if this isn't the first one you're talking about and you have Melt in your collection, then I'm just kidding, but really these are such gorgeous colors. The one thing I'll say is that their metallics are kind of a strange hit and miss with their formulations. This is okay. I don't have a problem with it, but I know a lot of people do. So just keep that in mind. I think the mattes are fantastic in this. The performance to me was great. Let's go ahead and pull a little swatchy swatch of it. I don't know if I'll swatch every single... Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh. It's just like, put me on. And I'm like, yeah. Best idea ever. So mine is a little bit old. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Probably older than I should be using. But it is a little chunky. And it looks like that. That color, fantastic. Beautiful. Love it. Would wear it every single day and never get sick of it. And you'll be able to tell that that's kind of a recurring theme because almost every one of my palettes has something like that in there. Don't judge me. Also, let's ignore my lighting situation. It's kind of a hot mess right now. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. The next one I would say would be the Glam Light Dirty Martini palette. And I thought this packaging was also really cute, but in a different way. Because when I saw the back, there are nutrition facts. And I thought that was so cute. It was really creative. Definitely wasn't expecting it. And then when you open it up, this is what the palette looks like. It is gorgeous. Now, it does have some blues in there, but we're gonna ignore those because we're talking about greens today. It is so beautiful. In fact, there is, well, I wouldn't say, well, this one's kind of similar. Should we swatch it just to see if they're that similar? Okay, we're going to do it. I would say formulation-wise of the metallics, I definitely like this a lot better. It is kind of a smushy formula that we've come to know and love from a lot of brands, but I'm totally down for that. And that was just a really quick, I hardly touched it. Beautiful color. Ah, the greens. I'm pea green with envy for this. Ah, I love it. So the mattes in here work really nicely. The metallics are gorgeous. There's a lot of duochromes. This, in my opinion, would be a duochrome. It's a green shifting gold. I think Glam Light does a great job. I love their formulations, so if you have not checked them out, definitely an indie brand that's now starting to get very big. Kind of Melt. It's like Melt. Melt was a smaller indie brand, and now they're really big. Glam Light's getting really big. The next brand is Collidos, and this will look very, very similar, in my opinion, to the Gemini palette. So this is the Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green palette, and I got this a few years after I got the Gemini palette. Okay, first, let's talk about this packaging. It is gorgeous. If this was wall art, I would put it up immediately. Like, I love the whole aesthetic of it. It is definitely my kind of jam. When you open it up, this is the color story. So very, very similar to the Gemini palette. And, oh, I just love it. And I will say this, that I did do comparison swatches like many, many years ago now between these two. And I think that they're pretty darn close. I mean, it's not that they're the exact same, but they're very similar. This is slightly more green undertoned, but still in the same vein. As far as the matte shades go, they work really nicely. The metallics are much, much nicer than the Melt ones. Melt has had a few that were really, really good in my opinion, but Gemini is probably like middle of the road for me. Actually, the ones that were in the Vita and the Muerte palettes, phenomenal. They did a great job with those. This is like a miniature version of that. If you didn't want the other colors that were in the Gemini palette, you could pick this up and just get that. You'd be living your best green and gold life with this one. Next one I would say kind of transcends into the blue category, but we're going to count it anyway because I so very much like the formula in here. So this is the Whale Song palette, the outer packaging. When you open it up, this is the inner packaging. Like, this gives me all of the Lisa Frank vibes, but like in a grown-up, mature type of way. It's gorgeous. They just do such a great job with packaging. It's not even funny. And then when you open it up, this is the color story. So again, it does kind of transcend into that blue category, but I feel like the shades that are in here are such good quality. The mattes are probably some of the best I've used out there. Like, I feel like Menagerie really does a fantastic job. Here again is another Indi company. They're definitely a lot smaller than the other ones I've previously mentioned. But they nail it. They do a great job. The thing I would say is don't ever swatch your palettes if possible, especially the matte shades, because you will damage your pans. That's just a matter of fact. It's nothing against them. It says nothing for the performance because the performance is still fantastic. Let's go ahead and swatch one of the green shades. Oops, oh my gosh. That is not a matte shade. And I'm just picking it up kind of lightly because these are a little bit chunky, but oof, that is gorgeous. Yeah, definitely chunky. Actually, kind of reminds me of texture between this melt shade and this Glam Night formula. So kind of squishy and crumbly, but definitely so beautiful and impactful. They do a fantastic job, and I'm telling you what, if you like this aesthetic, you will really be happy with them. So the next one is new to my collection, and this is from Beauty Bay, and I just recently started trying some of their palettes. Originally, I was like, ugh, it's Beauty Bay. I don't even want to give them a shot. Which is a really stupid way to think because I'll tell you what, since trying them, I've really began to enjoy them. This is the packaging, which I love. It's got the slice of a tree on it, and then when you get it out of it, this is what it looks like. I like it. I think the packaging is really nice, especially for the price. I can't remember how much this was, but I want to say it was like $18 or less. It was dirt cheap. And then when you open it up, it's not a true just green palette. Okay, I actually excluded some palettes for doing this exactly, so I probably shouldn't have shared this as one of them, but that's okay. But this is my video, so, you know, I'll cry if I want to. In any case, these, oh my gosh. So the mattes are not the very best in the whole world, but for the price, am I complaining about it? No, the mattes are really great for what you're paying for them. And then the actual duochromes, they remind me of Glam Light, they remind me of Lunar Beauty, they remind me of Dose of Colors. I feel like a lot of the brands that I'm going to talk about are kind of in that squishy formulation, but I love it. Like, I'm here for it all day. Let's go ahead and do a swatch from this. And you guys are going to see a theme of the colors that I'm going to swatch because I love them. Look at that, though. That pigmentation is insane. Definitely giving all of these brands a run for their money at that price point. Like, I feel like my camera's sucking balls right now, but these are actually very impressive. Especially to me, I think it's holding its own in that lineup. Okay, this next one I feel is so underrated, it's not funny. This is the Dose of Colors Cutting Edge palette, and I did do a video on it a long time ago. I really want to use it again because it has to be one of my favorite, like, smaller palettes. And I need to make use out of the collection that I have. But this is what the packaging looks like. It's very basic. However, I would have to say I do still kind of appreciate it in its simplicity. So I do have, I've made a mess of it in the 2 uses I had of it. But this is the packaging. When you open it up, you do still get the brush, but I'm going to try and ignore that. This is the color story. It's gorgeous. Like, I absolutely love it. And I'm telling you what, the mattes, Dose of Colors, okay, is right up there with Menagerie. Has some of the best mattes you'll ever use. Super easy to blend, literally a dream to use, and their metallic formula is nothing to sneeze at either. Is that a weird saying to say nothing to sneeze at? Maybe it is. I feel like I've heard it a lot in my life, so maybe it's just people around here that are strange. But this, to me, is, oh, see, now this doesn't feel the same as I used to think it did. Okay, so the formula to me feels different. Maybe not than it was ever, but in my memory, it felt different. Ooh, that's beautiful. So this is not super metallic. This is more of a, I would say satin with glitter particles, but oh my gosh, like how, I just love that shade. It's gorgeous. And for me, quality-wise, you can't go wrong with this. And they usually have some pretty good sales. So if this does interest you at all, I would say hold out for a sale and then snatch this up because it is gorgeous. I literally feel like this is very slept on. The next palette is probably no surprise to you guys if you've watched my channel. This is the Juicy Olive palette. This is from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. First off, the packaging is adorable. Definitely very cute. Now that the Dirty Martini palette is out, they kind of remind me of each other a little bit. Except for when you see the size of these pans, that goes away rather quickly. This is the outside of the actual palette. Really cute. Love that whole neon light vibe that's going on. When you open it up, this is the color story. Now, I'm telling you, it may not look super special in this lighting, but it is beautiful. It is special. It is, I love it. Like, every single one of these mattes is fantastic. Give Me Glow has some of the best formulations across the board that I've ever used. Oof, I'm telling you what, okay, I know it seems like I'm picking favorites here, but that's okay. That's all right. We're going to do Garnish. I know, we're probably sick of this color, which I have like 1,000 times over in my collection. Don't judge me. This is what it looks like, though. Oh, it's so beautiful. You guys are not catching the shine in this at all, and that's very strange. This lighting sucks. So I will be changing it up a little bit. I have different lights set up. Excuse you. Don't mind my cat. He's in the background tearing something up. This is so beautiful. You can't even see it. But it actually has, it's a green to gold, slight bit of red glitter in it as well. But you're not seeing any of that with the camera right now, which is infuriating. Let me just say this. If you like that color story, if you like any of these, if you want a very green palette, this is definitely a great choice. And for me, formulation-wise, this is definitely one of my favorites. It's kind of something I'm partial to because I love the show. I love the whole premise of it. I've been a longtime Star Wars fan, so for me, when they came out with this palette, which is from The Mandalorian, I was super excited because if you don't like the child or Grogu or Baby Yoda, who even are you? I'm getting aggressive. I'm sorry. But this right here is the child palette. I thought the packaging was super cute because Baby Yoda, how can you not think Baby Yoda is the most adorable thing ever? Cutest in the galaxy, I think it says it on the inside here, is the truest thing I've ever read. But this is a really nice palette. It's typical ColourPop, so I'm not saying it's my absolute favorite, but for the price, I hope you guys can hear that. That's my cat. He found some styrofoam. In any case, for the price, this is definitely a great green pick, especially if you're not an all-the-time green wearer or you're not like a green lover and you're just looking for something to get you through like the St. Patty's Day times, or if you're looking to add a little bit of green into your collection. This is a really nice way to do that, in my opinion. But definitely, it is really nice. I would say the metallics are not the most metallic. The mattes are really easy to use, so I have no complaints there. But as far as actual payoff, I would like something a little bit more metallic, but that's just because it's my personal preference. If you're in that, like, you like the satin subtle type of finishes, you will like this. Let's go ahead and swatch something. Let's do Right Hand Mando. It's not like a true green, but I would say it's like a silver with green. I would say it's like a silver with green undertones. Definitely subtle, but very pretty. Okay. Really nice. Definitely really like it, especially for a highlight and inner eye shade. Gorgeous. Did a great job. It is very, very affordable. The next one I'm going to show you, I don't think they make anymore, which is heartbreaking because this has to be one of the best palettes that's out there. Maybe anywhere. This would probably be in my at least top 20 favorite palettes of all time. If not a little higher, I'm just saying. So this is the Colored Raine Safari Raine palette. And oh my gosh, first off, the packaging. It is gorgeous. It is so, I really, really like it. I think they did a great job. But the color story on the inside and the actual formula, it's just mind-boggling. I absolutely adore it. Now I'm kind of seeing again, like the other palette I had in here, that it's not like a true green palette in all reality. But when I think of green, my mind goes here. So I had to include it in this video. I guess now I should have included a few more, to be honest with you guys. But the quality in here is phenomenal. Like the mattes are just, I can't do the finger thing when people snap like that. I can't do it, but that's how the mattes are. And the metallics are boom, pow, very impactful. I really like that. I'm sorry, I'm like, I really love it, but I do really love it. It's fantastic. So let's go ahead and do the only green in here that is a metallic because it's not as green as I thought it was, but that's okay. Like, woo, it's beautiful. Okay. Definitely falls in line with a lot of the other ones we've got here, to be honest with you, but that's okay. Oh, it's so good. Like, I feel like you can even tell just how gorgeous it actually is in comparison to the rest of them. It definitely reminds me of this shade up here a little bit, but slightly more green than this even. But clearly I have a type, I'm just saying. I'm telling you what, if you can find this secondhand somewhere, it is worth it 100%. I would not even remotely halt on that. I would snatch it up. In fact, probably my favorite shade out of this palette, it's tough. Okay, these two are both like so good. It's not the whole palette's great. If you find it, snatch it up. That's all I'm saying. Now the next one I'm including, and it's because I haven't done a review on the other one that I would have chosen. It's because I haven't done a complete review for you guys on the other one I would have chosen from this brand. So this is from Odin's Eye, and I'll tell you what, like, I love Odin's Eye so much. Okay, it sounds like I love all of these. I do love all of these. I'm sorry. I love every single one of them. I love every single one of these like they were my own children. They are unique and special in their own way. So this is the that's my Midwestern coming out palette, and I really love this. The packaging, especially when you actually put it with the whole collection, is gorgeous. They all play together, they all connect together. I just think they do a really good job with that. When you actually open this, this is what it looks like. Now, it's kind of a smaller color story yet again, and I'm okay with that because this leans a little bit different than the Cutting Edge palette in my opinion, but it is so beautiful. So the metallics and duochromes in here are very similar again to that like glam-like texture, that Lunar Beauty texture. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of squishy, but the payoff is really good. The mattes in here are fantastic as well. I think if you can still pick this up, which I think you can, it's definitely worth the money, especially if you're looking for a green color story that is a little bit different than what you've probably seen throughout what I've got going on here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna do the one that's on the end. Ooh, that's pretty. She's pretty. And of course, I'm pulling them further and further that direction. Real helpful. But it's gorgeous. It performs really well. This is slightly duochromatic in my opinion. I definitely think they nailed it with this. And I can't say enough good about it. The next one I'm going to show you guys is the Cobra palette. Now, this is from Clarity Cosmetics. And I feel like this packaging is spot on. They did a great job with it. It is really cool. When you open it up, this is what it looks like, which is the same as the outer packaging. That's okay, but this is the inner. Kind of slightly less green, a little bit more blue, but we're going to include it in this video anyway because she's beautiful and I like her. This is what it looks like. I definitely find it to be so aesthetically pleasing. It's in that kind of it's kind of slightly more than monochromatic in my opinion, but I'm telling you what, the mattes in here, okay, if you like Give Me Glow, you will love Clarity. They're actually, I feel like I started to go off on a tangent there. I'm pretty sure that they're friends in real life, and I think they did used to work together. I don't care. I'm happy with it. I'm down to get stuff from both brands. I will not complain. This is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and do, of course, I'm sorry, you guys are probably sick to death of me. You know what? Let's go ahead and do a matte shade just because I want to show you how well these actually perform. So this is Hysterical. The names are awesome. They're so funny. They're so cute. I love it. So Hysterical. One swatch. I mean, ooh, it hit it. My Leaning Tower of palettes is falling. I'm so sorry. This is like a real thing. It's gonna happen. In any case, that is one swatch. It literally took no effort at all. The matte shades are so easy to blend and use, and honestly, I would probably buy this just for the matte shades, which says a lot because I'm more of a like, I don't even buy mattes anymore because I have so many. But I definitely would buy this again. I'm just saying. So in any case, if you like this color story, definitely consider picking it up. Okay, this might be my favorite. Maybe. It's definitely up. It's definitely for this video what I would consider top 5 for sure. So this is Glam Shop. I've actually heard some really negative things about Glam Shop from a few people. And personally, I don't like to talk about a lot of negative if it's not my experience, because my experience was really good with them, but this person's was really bad and I felt terrible for them. So, I mean, but I've heard a lot of negative stuff about a lot of the brands that I've talked about in all of my videos throughout. So I think you just have to be careful and make educated purchases from brands that you really know, that you've connected with, that your friends know and have connected with. Whenever I have a bad experience with a brand, I will just tell you guys. Personally, I did not have that experience, but it was such an awful one, I figured I'd at least put it out there. This one right here, I don't know what it's actually called, but I'm going to call it the Glam Shop's Camo palette. So this is what it looks like. I'm not super into the packaging, to be honest with you. I mean, it's definitely camo vibes, so they nailed it with that. When you open it up, though, oh my mother-loving goodness gracious, this palette is lit. Like, shh, shh, shh. Okay, I'm sorry, I got a little overzealous there. It actually kind of reminds me of the look that I've got on right now, which I will briefly mention. but the mattes were fantastic. I had no issues with them. I actually thought for sure I was going to have problems with the formulations in here because they were kind of a heavier, chunkier type of shadow, but I didn't. I had no reaction. The payoff is fantastic. Like, oh my gosh, they're multi-chrome, they're duochrome, they're fantastic, they're amazing. Like, and they're really pretty fairly priced in my opinion. So, let's go ahead and do, I'm not going to do one of the chunky shades. I'm going to do this one up here. I actually have a shade that is very similar to this on my eyes right now, from a different brand. So this is, I don't know, remember. So this, oh, weird. That actually looks way less green, but you can see those flips that are happening here. It is very multichromatic. Again, it's not coming across very green, but I swear, it is a very green shade as well. The next palette that I love is I did a video on this like probably 2 or 3 years ago at this point, and my husband left the funniest comments ever on it. So every time I look at it now, I just have fond memories in general. This is the Juvia's Place Tribe palette, and I don't think they make this anymore, which is heartbreaking because it is so gorgeous. Like, first things first, this packaging though, it's gorgeous. Like, they just do such a beautiful job. And then the inside, the color story, I opened that, so weird. That was strange. So it's not a true green palette, but that's what I think of when I think of this. It's beautiful. The matte shades, Juvia's Place, okay, I'm running in circles here, but Juvia's Place is such an affordable brand for the quality that you get. Like, it's mind-boggling to me. And some of these shades are just, you can't tell, but they're very duochromatic as well, and so unique. Like, this shade right here is one of my absolute favorite shades. Like, I love it. And this one here is really, they're all really pretty. They're all really pretty. I love them. I definitely think if you find this somewhere, snatch it up. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you will love this palette. Okay, somebody's going to come back and be like, Jaclyn, I hated that palette. But I love this palette, and I think they did a great job. Let's go ahead and swatch this one right here. Oof, oof. You can't tell me that payoff is not really nice. Okay. Like, look. That's so good. It's so good. And you can see it's duochromatic. It's beautiful. And it was cheap when it came out. I'm just saying, in its time, it was very affordable. Okay, so we're getting a little bit into the bouginess here. So this one right here is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the original Rebel palette. Now, I do also like the new one that they've come out with, but this one to me is like the bee's knees. I'm just saying. So the packaging is typical Charlotte Tilbury. When you open it up, this is the color story. And I think this is phenomenal, especially compared to the other, which actually ends up coming across a little bit more brown gold than green. So that's just my opinion, but this is gorgeous. Let's go ahead. I'm going to do this shade up here because this shade down here is that strange kind of texture that doesn't come across all the time. Oof. I mean, Charlotte Tilbury, I don't buy a lot from her anymore, but I will always like her a lot. It's because everything she comes out with now is so similar to each other that I just don't feel it necessary to purchase, kind of like Pat McGrath has started to be. But it doesn't look that special, but on the eyes, there's something about this formula that is very elevated and very, it is kind of luxury. I'm trying to think of a way to explain this. It's an intangible thing, but it looks very, not that it looks professional, I'm trying to look for the right word. No matter how you apply these, they're going to look beautiful. I just feel like Charlotte Tilbury, no matter how you put these shadows on, is going to end up looking beautiful. So if you want your very best eye look forward and you are very intimidated by these kinds of shades, I feel like Charlotte Tilbury's formula is the way to start off with these kinds of colors. It is expensive, but sometimes there's a reason for it. I've got to say, I hate to say it because 4 colors for this price irritates me. I'm just putting it out there. But at the same time, I am very happy that I have it. I know. I hate myself. Which is going to lead into a much larger hate in about 5 seconds because this right here is about as bougie as they get price-wise. So when you get this, I got this actually for buy one, get one free. Otherwise, I would have never picked this up because to me, I just thought that the price was astronomical. I was floored by it. I wasn't gonna buy it. This is Natasha Denona. This is the brown green or the green brown. I never say it right. Green brown palette. This has that kind of latex, very Matrix-esque vibe to me. I like the packaging actually. I think it's kind of awesome. And it's actually not gotten dirty, which is surprising because I have used this quite a bit. Not that you can tell. Whoo! She's beautiful. This has got to be one of my favorite palettes. Like, I would definitely put this in my top 20. I did a video making like 3 or 4 looks with it not too long ago, and I didn't want to stop using it. Like, it's like Charlotte Tilbury in the sense that you can't help but come out with a good look no matter what you pair together. So to me, the quality, fantastic. I definitely feel like if you can get this on sale, it is 1000% worth it. If you have the means to pick it up at full price, good for you. It is not my journey. I wish it was, but it's not, and that's okay. But you will not be let down by this palette. It is just, but this palette like supersedes every thought that I've ever had. The mattes are so, I like can go on and on about the things that are great about this. There are definitely affordable brands I feel like are just as wonderful, but it is worth it in my opinion. I could preach about a lot of stuff right now and I'm gonna not. I'm gonna go ahead and not. Let's go ahead and swatch something from this. So, oh Leo, you're sitting beside me. I should let you pick something. I want to pick one that's not exactly green, but I won't. Okay, so let's do this one right here. Oof, ooh, it's kind of a minty green. She's beautiful. She's pretty. She's smart. Let's go back in. Now, I have had mine for a little bit, but will I be getting rid of it? No, especially not for that price. It's gorgeous. It's almost, it looks duochromatic to me a little bit. And I'm telling you what, it just blends out gorgeously. It just, you could use this as a single shadow on your eye and it's gonna be great. I was about to lecture you guys again, but I won't. I'm gonna hold myself off. All I can say is that the quality of this is really good. I will not be getting rid of it from my collection, and it is one of my favorite green palettes. Alright, so the last official pick in this video is from Lunar Beauty, and this is the Moonspell Volume 1 palette. I said that with volume, I said it very strange. But okay, let's just talk about it. They don't make this anymore, which is heartbreaking because it's so gorgeous. It's not a monochromatic green palette by any means, but she belongs here, I assure you. So this is the packaging. You can't tell me it's not gorgeous. I wouldn't believe you, and I'm not going to listen to that. I will not hear that in this house. Look at this. It's so beautiful. I love it. And then the back, every detail of this was well thought out. Manny did a fantastic job. I'm just saying. So it's not a totally green palette. I hear you. I'm with you. But I'll tell you what, it's worth mentioning here. It deserves honorable mention. It is right here. It's the Moonspell Volume 1 palette. The mattes are really easy to use. The metallics are kind of, the metallics are really good, but they're not super bright metallics. But also the duochrome shades are really beautiful in this as well. Hopefully you can see some of those flips a little bit within this and this. I think it's really nice. I definitely wish he would re-release it. I wish he would do another greener version of it for next year. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's go ahead and do a swatch from this, which ironically, you know what? Let's do Fiona. It definitely falls into like the turquoise, the teal kind of range, but that's fine. Let's not hate. Oh, it's a duochrome. Why do I not remember this? Okay, all right. You guys may not see the duochrome. Oh, there it is. Look at it. Da-da-da. I don't remember this happening when I did my swatches, and now I feel like I did not do it justice. But this is gorgeous. I'm telling you what, if you can still get it anywhere, it is worth having in your collection. Even if you don't like this color story, I think it's nice for having up for the holidays. By holidays, I mean like Halloween and that type of thing. So in any case, I love it. I'm never getting rid of it. Like, it's never leaving my collection. It will not happen. And I will give an honorable mention to the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today because I was so impressed with it. It's from Fantasy Cosmetica, and it is the Druid palette, and I loved it. So the theme, I definitely feel is on point for what it is. I like the packaging personally. It's not like, oh, I'm in love with it, but I do think it's nice. When you open it up, this is the color story. I'm having moments with this palette. The textures in here very much remind me of like that It's Belle, Indi Beat Cosmetics, even like the Glam Light type of formula. It works great. The metallics are so good. The duochromes are so good. The mattes are so good. I had this eye look on in like maybe 12 minutes. It was so fast. It was easy. And I'm telling you, if you see the picture of it later, it's a lot more impressive than it's looking on camera right now. For some reason, this lighting is like doing nothing, doing no favors for any of us right now. But the price is really good. It was shipped really quickly. The shipping price was really good. I just across the board was very, very happy with this. So this is like an honorable mention. I'm just putting it out there. Let's go ahead and do, oh, I can see, like, can you see all those shifts there? Oh. Let's go ahead and do this one though, in the Nature of Greens. Like, holy shit. That has to be the most impactful one I've touched. Okay. Like, boom, pow. Look how much better, in my opinion, it's looking than the rest of the ones on my arm. I'm telling you, it definitely took a spot in this video after one use. I'm just saying. So it is beautiful. If you've not checked them out, I definitely think you should. It had to be honorably mentioned. I'm just saying. So with all of that being said, these are some of my absolute favorite green palettes. I'm sure I'm going to end this video and be like, oh, shit. Oh shit, I forgot X or Y or Z, and you guys are going to tell me, and I'm going to be like, I'm an idiot, I can't believe I didn't include that, but here we are. And this is not including single shades. If you guys are interested in a video on single shadows that I really love that are green, let me know, because I'll be happy to share those and swatch those with you guys. Again, look how freaking impactful that is. It's good. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done. In any case, I really hope that you guys like this video. Maybe let me know down below if you have any of these, which of these are your favorite. I'm really curious to know if there's something that I don't have here that you think I should check out, because your girl's always looking for more green palettes, just saying. I really hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!